Hi, this is KV, and this is the moon phase report for Pisces. And I apologize with these coming out so late. I recorded these all a couple days ago, and then they just disappeared. I don't even know where they're at. They're gone. So I'm kind of rolling with that. So I'm going to try to move through these quickly because honestly, the last 3 videos that I have put up are going to explain every aspect of what's going on with us right now, because these are such heavy-duty times, and I got pulled into the drama of it last night, and it's like I was like, gosh, I didn't think I would be included in on this, but I so was, and I am having a hard time even like processing and moving through it. So even for you guys right now, it is going to be something very possibly brought on through another, some kind of provoking thing that's actually taking you to your depth. And it's going to be something that, there's truth about this. And, maybe it's going to be something where somebody else does something that completely triggers you and discombobulates you and brings up these kind of anger feelings. But upon a little more close examination and honest appraisal of your own self, you may be discovering that it does somehow relate to something you've done in your past, maybe even something that you feel like you have worked through, and it's coming to the attention through the mirror of another, and your job is just going to be to work through this and kind of clear it from your own system through observing it through another. But the first reaction probably will be anger and pissed off and just a total rejection of that person and what they're doing. But essentially, they're giving you the gift of a lifetime. Anything that we are going through right now is very heavy duty. There's nothing by chance right now, and it all carries a very strong purpose in clearing out things that are ready to be transformed in order to liberate us and bring more freedom into our lives and shed these things in a way that there's definitely walls with a lot of people that are coming down. So this could be a really big one for you in order to actually bring through more of the truth of who you are. So it's not the worst thing in the world. There's something values related with this too. So it can be a money thing going on with someone else, or it's ultimately just going to hopefully realign you with a better value system through observing this through another. But the money aspect, debt aspect, definitely can be playing a role in this because of how things are lined up. But the kind of coolest thing is that, oh yeah, of course it's going to be values related. That's exactly what this is about. So the kind of whole point is to liberate you into a higher way of a value system. So something that is going to be leaving you now is actually going to open you to being more true to who you are and being really cool about that. And that's the thing I kind of tell you when you have something like this, when you are shedding these layers and these skins of all these false things that were programmed into you, or just that they become really strong habits in your life. And this is how I do it now, and I'm just so used to it that I'm going to keep repeating it. But when that happens, what they're doing is they're really keeping you away from living, expressing your true gifts out in the world. So this will be tied in with that too, and maybe something that's shedding you is going to be opening your heart in a way to being a better example through the gifts that you're expressing. So you may even notice a heightened change with what you're doing now, because you are so going to be able to see this other thing from another perspective through another person's actions, quite possibly. And letting go of that is going to free your body to express your true gifts even clearer. So it is really good news in the long run. You're very much, focused right now with this living out your purpose right now. So it's really strong in your life of, I want to be doing this thing, and if you haven't been doing the thing that is right for you, then it's going to be even more like a painful kind of push of like, get me out of here, I'm losing my mind. And do just know, don't, with that, you know, I always kind of tell people, you do know when it is the best time to leave something, but you also need to get involved more with your body and find out what your body says about this idea to leave or jump ship or leap off of something, because quite often your mind or your ego will be coming into play and are like, screw this, I'm out of here. And I had this, it was funny because I had this where I wanted to do that, and I went in and, you know, kind of asked my guides if I should just leap, you know, and they had given me this clear wait. I get a lot of hand symbols with this one guy. It's like, wait. And I was like, okay, wait. And because I did that, I ended up being so hooked up in this other way that I won't get into now. But had I done that, I opened this whole, had I not listened to my gut and what I heard to do, I would have lost out on this amazing opportunity that actually is kind of one of the big reasons that I'm here doing what I'm doing now. So had I jumped the gun and just felt hot-headed and I'm just going to do this and I'm leaving and I'm out of here, had I done that, I would not really be here doing what I'm doing now. So I knew to slow down, wait. I mean, the wait really only kept me like 2 more days in it, but it allowed this other thing to happen to hook me up in a really cool way. So honor that if you're feeling a really big jump from something, because there's definitely something like kind of work related and, you know, shifting into this new space with work related, because there's something birthing in you that's like, I have these gifts, I have to use them. Like, life is not valuable to me because I'm not really doing these things that I need to be doing, and I can feel that that's my thing, I have to do this thing. So, you know, honor the process of that, but understand that there's steps with it, and if you are told to wait, there's a really good reason. You know, one of my biggest things that I'm sharing right now with these is, you know, even in my main video, you know, I talked about like not getting too addicted to these, and it was hard for me to say that because I don't really feel that way. But I trust everything that comes through because it is just a streaming process, and I don't always agree with everything, but maybe it's just because I haven't walked it yet and I don't really know. So I always feel like I'm learning in these too. So sometimes I do reject things that I say. And you might too, and I'm always asking you also to not follow anything unless you feel it in your heart. Like, if you don't resonate with anything I say, or if you don't resonate with something I don't say, let it go. I'm not here trying to convince you at all. I am here trying to teach you how to do everything that I'm doing. That's why too, like in the last one, I was like, I explained it to someone. I have a North Node in Aquarius, so the Leo aspect of ego and wanting to be adored and put on this pedestal and all that stuff is a really big turn off to me. I didn't even really so much embrace putting myself forward like this because I don't want that position. I would rather like 10 of us sitting, or we're sitting here as a group. Even when I first started Aquarius Nation, I never wanted to do it alone, even though I finally have stepped up to that position and I'm running it alone and letting everybody else just kind of contribute when they want to. But I was always like, do you want to do this with me? Do you want to do this with me? I always felt like I had to have a group with me because I just am more, I don't want to be singled out. And I know so many people don't even think like that at all, and they think I'm crazy. What? Who doesn't want that? But I don't. So I hesitate with sharing things in getting you too addicted. You know, I'm like, I don't want to be too awesome. No. That's funny. But anyway, so I did make that statement, but I still, you know, there's a really big addiction factor going on in the world where we are recognizing where I'm putting too much energy into this and finding that I'm not happy unless I have this, really depending on all these other things outside of your body. So that was kind of my point I was making. But after I did this, the last video, I was kind of like, you know, we all have addictions in certain ways, and I think that, like, if my videos help you, and you should kind of, it is okay to be excited for them coming. And I know I kind of made this message of don't be excited for what I'm sharing, just be completely blah and yeah, whatever. But in all actuality, I don't really think that's an important detail, that there's other things to focus on first, maybe, and if you need support still, then go for it. And if it does mean you have to watch every video that's out there explaining what's going on in the world, then do that. And don't look at that as a negative, because I feel like what came out of me in a way was making it a negative, and I didn't like that. And I know there was a reason why I said it, and I know it does, has a lot of truth in it, but I also at the same time, even like with activism things, you have to pick your battles. You have to pick which one you need to focus on first. And I felt really bad saying something about don't come here to feel better about what's going on in the world, because I remember too when I was so in the fall and so losing it all, I would have given anything, and even back then the internet was like just starting, and people were just going through ascension. So this information was not out there, and there was nobody around you that was even going through it too. So there was nobody to gain support or inspiration or guidance from. So you really were all on your own. So I know the all on your own one, and I know the value of that. But still, as I got older, and especially in like I just noticed that there was a couple people coming out sharing this stuff, and that's when it was like, oh, ascension. I didn't even know that there was a name for that thing that happened all those years ago. But I really did value the messages that people would bring through. So what I said about before about not getting dependent on it, maybe don't worry about that right now. Maybe that's just not so important. If you need help, you need help. And if you need something to help you feel better, then you do, and that's awesome. And if it means watching everything that's out there to help ground you, then that's perfect. So I'm probably going to have to say this on each one too, just to get that message out, because I did not like that after I said it. I remember even pausing, but sometimes the guidance that comes through is a little higher than all of us. And that's why I do say take it with a grain of salt, because we still just have to do what's right for us. And I think the addiction thing is more where we have to look at addictions to food, to drugs, to sex, to escaping things, to TV, to things that are really just keeping us disconnected from our true selves. And if listening to videos and listening about what's going on astrologically from other people is helping you to feel good about who you are and to connect more with spirit, then that's what's most important. So that was me like scratching that whole. There was another thing I didn't feel good about too. Or after I said it, I was like, oh, I don't want to put that out there, but I have committed to trust fully what comes through me. So things further, really kind of with this new moon and with the intentions. I need to keep these shorter. I'm like, let me go. Really like with the intentions, this is one where you're really going to like focus on making affirmations that relate to going to the depth and breaking down any barriers or walls that are kind of psychologically placed that you put up there because of something that happened before and you don't realize it, but now you have this barrier around you. And really kind of making peace with that and seeing the other side of why it happened, why you picked that up, why you now express this way, and really kind of working to clear that. So any kind of affirmations that are, I am healing my wounds, I am going to the depth, I embrace the depth, I am open to seeing what I'm going to see from the depth so that I can bring light to it. So anything like that, even if there's anything partnership related, there could be something sexual related, some kind of block there may have already happened that you're going to be working through healing. Something like a violation. Violation is coming up, that word, so I don't know if that resonates with people. So Yeah, so I'm going to leave it at that because since I already did these, I am way behind schedule since I'm now doing them a second time. So you have a beautiful new moon. Please listen to the last 3 videos I did because they offer a lot of guidance through what we're moving through right now. There's lots of fight. There's lots of irrational behavior, lashing out, childhood wounds being revealed, feeling childish and just mad and like, fuck this. And like, the fuck this is a part of it right now, but that one comes in with how you're being pushed to the absolute limit of something that's not working and you're finally like, can see it clear as day. So that one is an okay, fuck this. The fuck this that's like, oh, I just went blank. That was funny. When I do get disconnected, I'm disconnected. I don't know. I guess I'm supposed to stop there. It stopped. Maybe like my guides heard I was going to do these short, so I was like, okay, you're only turned on for 15 minutes each, and then stop. So, okay, yeah, we're going to leave it at that. Watch all of the videos I have done recently. They'll really help you a lot. Yoga, meditation. There's a lot of really, Libra too is really about like being more lazy, being more chill, laid back, letting it happen. You know, the whole laying in the hammock kind of energy. So honor that right now because you're not necessarily going to be very forward-minded. So if it does mean you're just supposed to chill out and do yoga all day, then do it. You know, it's going to only be for your benefit anyway. So, okay, I'm going to leave it at that. You have a beautiful new moon. I will see you for the next full moon, which we are entering eclipse season now too. So we're kind of in the hot eclipse season as we speak. You know, and this one's going to be in Scorpio. I mean, I guess the full moon's going to be in Libra, though, right? Or it's going to be in, yeah, so it's at the end of, the sun's at the end of Libra, and then Aries. But so, yeah, we're going to be starting that whole thing. And then look at the eclipse on November 3rd. Powerful. This is going to be wild. We also have Mercury going direct on the 20th of this month. So that's another thing we're already getting worked up to be. This is going to be a really, really, really intense next several weeks. So ride that and know that and be patient with that. And also just still remember the test factor is going on. So almost like imagine you're not behind the doors or not behind the scenes with all the things going on in your life, and imagine there's actually like a council of people watching you and judging your every move right now and how you deal with the provocation and things coming in your life. So imagine that one, and even try to keep that on the forefront of your thoughts, you know, like I'm being judged right now. Let me do good. Because you know when you're being watched and stuff, you're a completely different person. When you know somebody's watching this and judging it, you're like, I'm a good girl. So let's face up to that one. So imagine that right now because it is getting heavy duty intense. But it's all to clear out this stuff that we can't have with us anymore, that we can't carry around anymore. There's none of it that is to torture us. It is all just to birth through these more liberated, happy, on purpose, at peace people. You know, not many people are at peace. They still need more things. They don't have enough. You know, so all that stuff's just going to kind of be falling away so that we can be these higher vibrating expressions that are going to really influence the collective balance of energy out there. Okay, so you have a beautiful new moon. I will see you in 2 weeks, and I might come in sooner because of it's just going to be accelerating with intensity. So I might have to come in to ground you again in like the next week or so. So, okay, thank you. Have a beautiful day. 1